From Westworld. Let's get it. Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make more. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I just stay forward. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard, they asking what team that I play for. Scammer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it. Feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the peace loose, what they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Paid my dues, never left a wage, I just rage war. So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Still against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy. Never lose control, never losing. Dog, I plan to keep you. Lose your mind where I'm from. I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul. Losing time, wasting steady pace, and you off track. I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping He can save you. But the power about war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason. Got a flash on the grip. Nigga, big priest. They gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One Westworld, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Came on boats and then chains. So when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have a deep squad. Been rapping since knee high. Now a nigga shack size. Spit that holy fire. When you hear it, you get baptized. One Westworld, yeah, you niggas know the logo. And I'ma bust it down so the haters see the globe bow. Let's have a feast, let's shine on our enemies. Right in they face, let's blind all our enemies. Cause now we have, but we come from half not. Throw that cash on the ground, my nigga, let's cast lots. I started from the bottom, birthed out of mud, raised by gangsters, turned out a thug. I ain't give a fuck, burnt out I was, from hitting licks in and out and selling nicks in the drop.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Yo, this beat actually really hard.
UBK shit, South Coast shit, man. Shout out about Tennessee up the building. Hey, get the money, hey. What the fuck going on out there, motherfucker?
Get the money, nigga. Chase the paper, bitch. Keep all of your morals, never slave for shit. Ice up on my wrist. Yeah, I'm hood rich. I don't give a fuck about to get pop quick. Yeah, I'm on that shit. Yeah, I'm in the town. Niggas talking about that G, but now they come around. Can they come around? Yeah, I'm up, nigga. Man, fuck all of these hoes, get the bucks, bitch. I'm a young rich nigga, I ain't tryna flex. You can tell I'm cold by the ice around my neck. Straight up, BBS, I charge you, boy, you wanna test. I don't get no shot up by the nigga or bitch. Boy, I love the life I live, cause a nigga keep it real. Nigga freshly hell, take that drip, but get your spill. I ain't lil' flip, getting pimped up by the hills. I'm a straight G-Do, getting paper like a miso. That's that South Coast stain if you're tryna hang. You be kid about it, bang, boy, we rap the same. Nigga tryna talk, but we rap that murder game. Get your ass popped, ain't nothing to a G. All up, bitches wanna fuck, but hell no, I don't pay no fee. Bitches leak 2G, got that ice, I make you sneeze. All these niggas let me hell, can't even come around me. Bitches South Coast, South Carolina, bitch, I'm styling ya.
Hell ain't no demons get control of me. No money get the best of me. No bitches getting up over me. Don't want much nigga, I'm sucking free. That's the way it gotta be. These niggas chain, these bitches chain, y'all chain is soak me. For real, this brother had a weapon. And bitch, we carry weapons. Like a rob on nigga ass won't even need a weapon. And y'all be well protected. And y'all be well respected. And if you got a problem, then y'all better address it. You cross that line, we ain't show no mercy. Cross that line, you ain't gon' need search. You pull up and they getting up. You ain't making no move, you ain't got no purse. On Isupk, so I ain't never worried. I'm putting the murk, both of my hands dirty. For real, I learned from the OGs. I'm a young nigga, but I'm a certified priest. And not from Tennessee. In this mandatory that I gotta keep my heat. You should play it safe, and we gon' play with keys. For real.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my houses. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just Isupk sat in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through it. And the damn by king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
All right, clap it up. All right, once again, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under commanding General Yohana, the rightful and deserving leader of the nation of Israel right now. You know what I'm saying? The number one man that has held down the truth. You know what I'm saying? Since it was passed to him from 1969 through the 7 heads, and he still holds true to this day. You know what I'm saying? The only true leader for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in a time like we living in is Commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? If you have never heard of his name, you need to look him up. Look him up and look at all the great work that's been going down, since he's been, doing in this truth. You know what I'm saying? If it was not for Commanding General Yohana, you wouldn't be staring at Officer Abraham of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge here today. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm Officer Abraham joining me, you know what I'm saying, live from a remote, undisclosed location. It's Officer of 1,000 K out of war. Give it up. You know what I'm saying? He's at the secret location that cannot be disposed of right now. Do you know what I'm saying? he's on secret mission. Joining us right now. So we gonna get into it. We gonna, you know what I'm saying, one of the few classes that we target a specific group of people out of war. Well, we got that wicked Valentine's Day coming up, where every sister in Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian sister in America gets to be a hoe and don't even know it, and thinks it's okay. Thinks it's okay to be a hoe here in America, and really don't even know the definition of what a hoe is. You understand? Really don't understand why Black women get treated like trash here in America. Can't understand why. Can't understand why when they put on those jeans you gotta paint on, where you see the whole what the Lord gave them. Right. See the whole thing in the front and the back. They don't understand why just people just want them for their bodies out of war. They don't understand. They don't understand where it means where it says you need to cover up. Where people say you need to cover up yourself, dress modestly. You don't need to show everybody everything you have. You need to save something to the imagination. Right. You know what I'm saying? This is the time of year where all the women get to be, as loose as they want to be here in America. Where it's okay for a woman to have 5 different men at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Where now she complains all year that men are dogs. All men want is to get their rocks off, and they did this and that. They complain all year long. But when Valentine's Day come and they get this man to give them chocolates, and the second man come to give them chocolates, they don't deny. They don't say, ho, wait a minute. This man already gave me chocolates. I can't accept your chocolates. Look, you lucked out, brother. You know what I'm saying? Come again when time is right. No, they say, give me them chocolates too. It's the only time, this that time of year, out of what, where you go into a woman's home and a woman's bedroom, and her whole bedroom is loaded with, I got this from Stevie, and Tim and this one, and Carlos, he gave me that big one over there. Well, it's okay. It's all right. And we're gonna show you in the Bible where it's not all right to celebrate Valentine's Day. It's not all right to do these things. If you claim to be, in tune with the Lord, every woman claim to have this personal relationship. I want to know what the hell is a personal relationship with the Lord, Cattle. I want to know that. I want to know what that is. I want to know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? Where the Lord just comes down to you and Child of God, I am come to you. Oh, you are the one. You are the one, the special one. I don't know. All I know is the Bible says that if you follow these commandments, you'll prosper. If you don't, you'll die. That's what I know. I know that death comes. The wages of sin is death. That's what I know. I don't know no, no God is all he love you even when you're doing wrong. I don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely don't know where it's okay to accept, 5, 6 different men, trying to chase this one sister, and she's just accepting everybody's advances. She's accepting all the dates, K out of war. She go on all the dates, and she evaluate all of them. And all of them get to give her chocolates, and this one I do this one I do that. I'll do this for you. I'll do that. I never heard of that in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I only thing I know is a woman is promised to a man, and she's promised to one man. She's promised to that man, and that man that's courting her, he's the man that's with her at that time. He's the man that gets her attention, not no 6, 7 men at one time. You know what I'm saying? This lewd country we live in called America is the most lust-filled place. You can fulfill every possible lust-filled desire here in this place called America. Right. And you will never please the Lord if you follow after America's customs, right, including Valentine's Day. You can't please the Lord celebrate Valentine's Day. So anything you want to say, Cal War?
Con, if I may, just real fast, touching on a personal relationship with the Lord, right? I have a lot of people say that, right? That just come to my mind. Like, that's kind of like looking from the outside in. You want to join with the killers until you get around the killers and they trying to kill you. And you don't even know. God. You don't even know what you get yourself involved with.
Right.
You know what I mean? You talking about personal relationship with the Lord. He's a man of war. He's not
right.
He's not half-stepping at all.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, with that being said, we're gonna get right straight to Zephaniah 2:1, which is out the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything we say, we here in the Isupk, not when I say we, I mean the priests and prophets, the real teachers of the Bible, man. The real ones that the earth needs to be looking to when it comes to learning this Bible, interpreting the words, the sacred words out of this book. These words in this book are the true living words of the Most High. You think everybody that just got access, just if you believe, you think the Lord is gonna just show you what's in here? You understand? Like this book, when Christ walked the earth, right? Samson and all these prophets and everybody that you know of that's written in this book, they studied this book from great leaders above them. Who was it? Was it Paul or Peter that said they studied at the foot of Gamaliel? You understand? It was one of the prophets that studied at the foot of Gamaliel, and Gamaliel was a scholar in the scriptures. You understand? You can't just get it, just like here in America. This how weak they treat the Bible. Is that anybody can wake up tomorrow and say, "Oh, it's my I'm a prophetess. I am sent by the Lord. Hallelujah." And now you know everything about the scriptures. You can teach, you know what you know, and can't nobody teach you nothing. Or you don't have to go to someone to be taught. You a prophet, and you just wake up one day and Salak it 1 second. Hey, Isupk, sir. Not yet, sir. I need to contact Captain Ahmad to get the right address. I can lie, sir. It's no reason. I'm Con sir. Con sir. Come on, sir. I get it to you as soon as possible, sir. Salakia, sir. Shalom, sir. All right, Salakia. Salakia, I was saying about, anybody can get this truth, this knowledge about the scriptures. You can't just get this knowledge about the scriptures. You understand? This has to be taught. You understand? You have to be taught by someone above you. You can't just, it's very Christian and it's very arrogant to think that the Lord will just come and speak to you personally on your own. It's very high-minded to think that way. Who are you? Who are you? Who am I? You understand? We priests and prophets of the Lord in the Isupk, we've been taught by men above us. You know what I'm saying? Those men above us were taught by men above them. You know what I'm saying? This is not something that you just get. It's not something that one day you just decide to pray and all of a sudden, you blessed with the knowledge of the scriptures. Nah. You pray in here and someone will the Lord will point you in the right direction to learn. And that's what happens. That's what happens to every priest and prophet of the Lord in here. We start searching for the truth and the Lord guides us. He makes the chips fall right in line to where we find the Israelite school of UPK. And we come in and we learn from men above us. The Lord don't put you in some secret private closet and now you get all the knowledge of the scriptures. Nah, that ain't the way this work. And that ain't the way the truth work. The truth is just not so, frivolous that it just gets thrown to everyone. You understand? Zephaniah 2:1, brother.
Comes the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
We should gather together. And the way we gather together is we don't join with America. We don't join with what America's doing. If you are Israelite of Israelite blood, meaning you black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, so-called black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native Indian, you are part of the lost 12 tribes of Israel. And those lost 12 tribes of Israel, you have a certain way that you should live your life. There's a certain set of rules that you and only you should follow. And only you were given the commandment to follow.
Right.
You understand? The lost 12 tribes of Israel are the Lord's chosen people. And the Lord's chosen people was the ones that were given the commandment to follow the word of God, the word of the Lord, the word that the Most High laid set aside, given to us in these scriptures called the Bible. That's the only ones that were commanded to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. The rest of the nations, they weren't given that commandment. So we are the ones that are not desired. You can see what's happening to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians all over the world. You can easily see that black people are the ones that's not desired here in this place. You can easily see that the black man, the black woman, Hispanic man and woman, you understand, Native Indians, good Lord, you don't really have to look at the Native Indians at all because they are damn near wiped off the earth. You understand? You don't have to look at the poor, dilapidated reservations that the Native Indians was pushed onto, land where no one else wanted to inhabit, land, the most rigid land to cultivate. You understand? The most unprofitable land in the U.S. You understand? They gave it to the Native Indians. Pushed them in little small areas called reservations when they was used to roaming the whole prairie, the whole plain, man. Yeah. They was used to roaming all of America, so-called America. And they were pushed on these little bitty reservations, man. To just like black people are pushed into projects, right, pushed to occupy some small little piece of corner of a street. And so they can live on top of one another like roaches and kill one another in that project, man. That's why it's called a project. It's called a project so they can see really what happens to black in a corner or pushed in a closed area? Why you think jail is a 6x9 cell? If you commit a crime, they could just send you to a ranch and work you to death. You understand? They could send you to some ranch in the middle of nowhere and work you to death. Why you think they put you in a cage and the cage sits on top of another cage and another cage sits on top of another cage, and those cages run row to row from all the way 100, 200 yards down? Why they do that? It's not to conserve space. You know what I'm saying? Or you can, it's definitely not to conserve space, because they building prisons every day. They building new prisons all the time. So it's not to conserve space. It's to jam you up in the mind, man. It's to see what happens to people when you shove them in a small space. A lot of you get claustrophobic in prison. Before you go to prison, you good. Then you get in that 6x9 cell for after months, you become claustrophobic. It drives you crazy to be locked up in such a small space.
Salak.
Go ahead.
And Salak, just real fast. And you know, in the world, I was locked up a lot. Salak. In the county jail in Guilford County, the old jail. Now the cell blocks are made for 16 men, but every time I got locked up, it was 40 men or better. And
right,
so it was 16 beds, right, and made for 16 people, but it's always 40 people or better in each block, and it's just packed and it's just mayhem and people irritable, and you know how that goes, you know?
Right. And that's how you got to serve out your time is irritable, shoulder to shoulder. You understand? So locking, for a better term, butt cheek to butt cheek to some hairy Negro. And it's done that way on purpose, man. It's done that way on purpose to drive you crazy, to drive you insane, and make you a career criminal. Because once you get in there and you find that you know the dilapidated living situation and the dire straits that's in the prison, you commit more crime in prison. Right. So you go to the jail that's in the jail. Right. You understand? And by the time your sentencing come up, you're not only getting sentenced for the little piece of crack rock they found on your driver's side floor. Now it's that little piece of crack dust and assault on 3 inmates. God. You understand? And what should be a 18-month bid turns into a 4-year bid. Right. You know what I'm saying? And 4 years to a person that's, you know, and little to no experience in, you know, being caged up. When they put you in a 6x9 cell in the middle of you know, Chockaquixet, Kansas, and you don't know where the hell you at. You understand? And whenever you go outside, all you see is woods and nothing familiar. Right. Then you get locked back up in this 6x9 cell again, and it'll drive you crazy. Yeah. It'll drive you crazy, and so you don't have to look at much to know that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the ones not desired in this place, man. Well, you don't have to look far. It's apparent. It's bleeding through the walls. You don't have to look far to know that the niggas, the spicks, the wetbacks, the coons. You know what I'm saying? We are the ones that's not desired. We the hated ones here in America. So we need to gather together, most of all, more than any other race on the earth. We need to gather together. Wow. You understand? And again, you gather together by, number one, coming into the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, leaving that Christianity alone because it's full of lies, come and learning the real truth about the Bible, and taking your spirit out of America, man. Taking your spirit out of America, you won't celebrate Valentine's Day. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day is the you know, it's the worship of so many other gods. You understand? We're gonna go into it. Let me see. Pull up Lupercalia. Lupercalia. Just Google Lupercalia. 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 People pronounce it Lupercalia. I think either one is correct. You know, knowing that it's a word from another language. You understand?
So I got it at Wikipedia. If that's too that's too wild.
Con.
All right, so this is Lupercalia. Lupercalia as a pastoral festival of ancient Rome, observed annually on February 15th to purify the city, promoting health and fertility. Lupercalia was also known as Dies Februatus. Februatus
is the name that February is named after. You understand it? February was named in correspondence with this festival called Lupercalia. And this is all pagan history. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing that has nothing to do with Christ, nothing to do with God or being righteous or anything like this. Is pagan history 101. Lupercalia was, you know what I'm saying, is a festival celebrated in what was the word again? Februatus.
Go
ahead.
Lupercalia was also known as Dies Februatus after the purification instruments called Februa. The basis for the month named Februarius. The Februa was of ancient and possibly Sabine origin. After February was added to the Roman calendar, Februa occurred on its 15th day. Of its various rituals, the most important came to be those of the Lupercalia. The Romans themselves attributed the instigation of the Lupercalia to Evander, a culture hero from Arcadia, who was credited with bringing the Olympic pantheon, Greek laws, and alphabet to Italy, where he founded the city of Pallanteum on the future site of Rome 60 years before the Trojan War.
So see, this is you know, this holiday goes back to Lupercalia, which has nothing to do with love, nothing to do with, it's all about Roman history and the people who made a difference in Rome, man. The persons who contribute to Roman culture. So now when you think about the holidays that we celebrate here in America, and Valentine's Day come up, you have to tie it to Roman culture. This is not something America came up with. America didn't go back and create the festival of Lupercalia. You understand? That was celebrated in Februatus. This is all Roman culture, man. This is all the things that were done in Rome, and you know the Romans were pagan because the Romans were the ones that killed Christ. The Romans were the ones that actually sacrificed or hung Christ on this cross, man. Right. Killed Christ on the cross. Nailed him to a cross. That's who the Romans are. The Romans are a white, so-called Caucasian group of people that were the ones that nailed Christ to the cross. Let's get it out in the open. You understand? Let's stop, fabricating and covering up the real truth. For centuries, the so-called white community and it's all its tribes, its different tribes in white Caucasianism or whatever it is, and in the white Caucasian world, for centuries, they've been putting blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to death. Period. Whether it be through the lynchings, whether it be through burning us alive at the stake, whether it be through putting two horses in opposite directions and ripping our bodies apart. You understand? All kind of ways that the so-called white society and the Caucasians have been putting us to death and murdering us, including nailing us to trees, including hanging us from trees. And that cross was made from a tree. You understand? And Christ was nailed to that tree. You understand? He hanged on it. He hanging on it, just like the Bible says. He hanging on the tree. So go ahead.
So like I got another article. It's a little more simpler. Right out of history.com. All right. Lupercalia was an ancient pagan festival held each year in Rome on February 15th. Although Valentine's Day shares its name with a martyred Christian saint, some historians believe the holiday is actually an offshoot of Lupercalia. Unlike Valentine's Day, however, Lupercalia was a bloody, violent, and sexually charged celebration awash with animal sacrifice, random matchmaking, and coupling in the hopes of warding off evil spirits and infertility.
Man, that sounds like Valentine's Day.
Okay.
That sounds just like Valentine's Day. It was what? It was filled with what?
Unlike Valentine's Day, however, Lupercalia was a bloody, violent, and sexually charged celebration awash with animal sacrifice.
Now, wait a minute. It was a blood what?
Bloody, violent, and sexually charged celebration.
It was a bloody, violent, sexually charged celebration. Let's go in there. Let's think about Valentine's Day for 1 second. It's bloody as hell because it's brothers gonna lose their life over some box on Valentine's Day. Too many. Just notice all the assaults and attacks that's gonna happen when these men come home and they find out that Susie got a bear from Timothy or some other cat that they don't, you know what I'm saying? That they wife or they girlfriend then got gifts from other men. You just think about how many fights it's gonna be at the Valentine's Day party when two men start fighting over a woman or two women start fighting over a man. It's violent, man. It's a violent holiday and it's sexually charged. It means that all of this is behind wanting to have sex.
Right.
And then it's a sexually charged celebration. And what's next?
Sexually charged celebration awash with animal sacrifice, random matchmaking, and coupling in the hopes of warding off evil spirits and infertility.
Man, it's animal sacrifice because you understand, like people don't understand that when you make them dinners, you put that candlelight dinner with those two candles, and you put down you make that special dinner for this significant other or whatever. That meat was sacrificed for this day, this Valentine's dinner or something, whatever it's called. And then it's random matchmaking. You know what I'm saying? Like the random sex that's gonna be had on Valentine's Day or centered around Valentine's Day. Cal, what's gonna blow your mind?
Yeah,
it's gonna blow your mind, man. You understand? You don't know how many sisters are breaking up with a man right now. They broke up with him at the end of January so they can take all the suitors in February. They're gonna make up with the nigga at the end of the next day after Valentine's Day. They're gonna make up with him that next week after. After they done fulfilled all the sexual fantasies, they're gonna go running back to the man. How convenient. Go ahead.
Random matchmaking and coupling in the hopes of warding off evil spirits and infertility.
So during this festival, they random matchmaking and they having random sex to ward off evil spirits and infertility. They thinking, hey, you know, if we have random sex with 5 different men, we bound to be pregnant. So that's gonna ward off infertility right there. And we're not gonna be looked upon as, being sought as being seen as a woman that can't bear children is very it's wicked. It's like a bad omen on you. So it's evil. It's an evil spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's like something bad to be a barren woman, to be a woman that can't have no children. You know what I'm saying? So that's something looked down upon in society, in Roman culture too. So they used to just have random sex in February to make sure, hey, that bad omen of infertility is not gonna be on me. It's not gonna be on me to have that bad omen of infertility on me. So I'm gonna just have sex with the football team. Have sex. I'm gonna just, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just make sure. I'm gonna make sure that everybody get their shot. Come on, keep reading.
Salaki, it goes into where the name Lupercalia come from. Then it goes into something deep. I don't know if you want me to just skip over that or just read on.
Right. Yeah, let's skip it. Read what you got it. Go ahead, skip over that part there.
Most High Creso. So Lupercalia rituals took place in a few places. I'll skip down. The Feast of Lupercal, right? In ancient Rome, feasting began after the ritual sacrifice. When the Feast of Lupercal was over, the Luperci cut strips, also called thongs, of February.
Right. That's the one I wanted to get to. You skip right down to the one I wanted to bring out. Make sure the thongs come out, man. Make sure the thongs come out in this article, Chaotic War. You understand? Make sure that these women, because all your women just gonna be wearing. It's gonna be a lot of thong parties. You understand? So it's gonna be, whoever sells thongs in February is gonna come off as a rich man. He gonna come back all in the black. You know what I'm saying? After being in the red all year long. Who is it? Adam and Eve and Victoria's Secrets. All the thong sellers is gonna get rich come Valentine's Day. Next week. Oh wow. It's gonna start this weekend. It's gonna start this week. If it ain't already started, they already got the bears in the stores and everything, man. Soon as the so-called New Year came in, soon as January 1st came in, they was gearing up for it. Right after the so-called orgy mic. The orgy mic led right into Valentine's Day, man. You understand? That Martin Luther King celebration led right into that. They couldn't wait for Martin Luther King Day to be over with, so the next day they could put out them bears, them red bears and them flowers and them hearts and candies. And they've been they've been waiting for it. Then they make it in February, and they make Black History. They make the niggas have to fight. Okay, now the Black History Month is about Black people, achievements of Black people, but it also used to go into how far we got to go, like how much fighting we have to do for civil rights to be for everything to be equal. They make fighting for civil rights go against wild freaky sex. Who you think gonna win, Chaotic War? The ones going, hey, we need to make sure progression happens. We need to make sure everyone's treated equally. I have a dream, and over here to the right, it's a bunch of naked women waving thongs in the air. Waving thongs in the air. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Who you think gonna win? Who you think gonna win that battle? I think the thongs got it. I think the thongs win hands down. No, really, there's no Black History Month. Really, there's really no Black History Month. I mean, they have commercials about it all the time. Ain't nobody paying attention to them commercials, man. You looking at the Victoria's Secret commercial, the thong commercial. You looking at all the thong models they got on TV. You trying to get some something for you, something for this one over here, this woman over here, this woman over there. She counting all the suitors. She counting all the niggas she done gave her number to. Gave my number to Mike. He seemed like he got some money. He got a nice car. Now this is now a woman doing this time now. And I'm just make a sidebar. A woman here in America thinks that she's independent, she's smart, and I'm not saying that women are not smart, women are not intelligent. But whatever the thing that it is that makes a woman so gullible, man, that thing needs to be controlled, man. That thing needs to be controlled by a man with some wisdom. You understand? And that's why it's good for every woman to have her own husband, man. It's good for every woman to have her own husband, and somebody that's gonna tell it to her straight without it being something in it for them. You understand? Somebody that's gonna tell it to them straight without it something being in it for them, because you know this earth is oh man, that's what I was saying at the beginning of the class. Now a woman can't understand why men can't keep their hands to themselves, and she got on the yoga pants that's all the way up her backside, and she got on the sweatshirt that stopped right at her midriff. So she's showing from the waist down. She's showing everything. She's showing everything on. It's a thin piece of clothing that's stopping her from being naked. It's a very thin piece of clothing that's stopping her from being naked. And she don't understand why these men can't. Y'all men are such dogs. They don't know how to keep their hands to themselves. Every time I go outside my house, I'm getting looked at like a piece of meat. And see, that's just being stupid. I'm sorry. That's just being very naive. Very, very naive. You can't walk around in public showing all of your body parts and your skin and wearing tight clothing and not expect a certain level of attention. Yeah. You can't be real with yourself. And a lot of women are just not real with themselves. Them clothes, them yoga pants that they wear in the fitness center, that ain't for them. That is not for them. That's so some man can see you squatting and bending over and stretching your legs out. That's for a man or a woman, whomever you know what I'm saying? Now, however far your sexual deviancy goes. Go ahead.
So like, if I could add on what you're saying real fast with the independent woman thing, right? And it's only Black women, Hispanic women, Native Indian women that are fed that. And really, our sisters are not, they only independent, not from the world, but they only independent from their male counterpart, and that's us. That's the only thing they independent from. And if they independent, like they claim they in a weak position because no one's there to fight for them. They got to fight for their damn self because they claim their independence. You know what I mean?
Right. And a woman really she wants to be independent when it comes to power and having control, but when it comes to protection, she don't want to be independent in. She need a man then. She want a man to come in and swoop in and fight off the enemy, ward off the enemy and protect her and save a hoe. Nah. Nah, it don't work that way, man. It don't work that way. And whatever what a lot of what's gonna happen, Chaotic War, during this weekend, man, you're gonna have a lot of women gonna get inappropriate attention where they don't want this weekend.
Right.
Why? Because you're gonna be showing everybody everything. You're gonna be out here in these streets, and you're gonna you're gonna be searching for attention, and that attention you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. You understand? Ain't men out here are all men in the world ain't in the UPK. We at least with the UPK, we teach brothers how not to pay attention to the yoga pants and you showing your tail out in public. We get trained not to pay attention to people who flashing their bodies that way.
Right.
Because we know what's on your mind. You understand? What's on if you have to do that to get attention, then nah, we don't want that. We don't want that. We want a modestly dressed woman, man. A modestly dressed woman is always that diamond in the rough, man. That's always that woman that cover herself up and will approach the public like it's the public. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is public, man. And a woman should never want to be exposed to the public. She should never want to be exposed to the public. She should not want to be her pants. She don't want her pants too tight in public. She don't want the pants riding up a certain way in her midsection in public. She don't want nobody to see the shape of her womanly parts in public.
Right.
Nah, man, you don't want that as a modest woman. You don't want every man looking at you know what I'm saying? They talking about the song, you can see it from the front. You don't want no man to see from the front, man. You don't want that. Because you don't want anybody looking at you inappropriately, man. But when you dress that way and you dress like you're trying to show something off, then that's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get inappropriate looks, and you're going to wonder why. You know what I'm saying? They wonder why they getting these inappropriate looks. It's obvious, sis. You got to cover yourself up.
Right.
You understand? You gotta show some restraint, man. It's not the man's fault that he looking at you and it's a piece of clothing that's less than an inch thick that's keeping your skin away from the rest of the world. They know what they know what it looked like. You understand? They know what it's shaped like. You're showing it to them. Let's not be that way, man. Let's not be that thirsty.
Right.
You understand? Let's not be that thirsty. You understand? Go. Keep reading it. Keep reading the article. Then we'll bring out the scriptures on it, man.
Come. So, let's see. When the Feast of Leprechaun was over, the leprechaun cut strips, also called thongs of February, of goat hide from the newly sacrificed goats.
Mm-hmm.
They then ran naked or nearly naked around Palestine, whipping any woman within striking distance with the thongs.
So to celebrate this holiday, the men would cut thongs from the hide of goats and pigs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And those men will run around naked. Or did it say the women would run around while the men? What does it say?
Let's see. Doesn't specify exactly men or women. Just says they then ran naked or nearly naked around.
But it said they. Okay, read it from the top.
The Feast of Leprechaun in ancient Rome, feasting began after the ritual sacrifice. When the Feast of Leprechaun was over, the leprechaun cut strings, also called thongs from February, of goat hide from the newly sacrificed goats. They then ran naked.
The leprechaun. The leprechaun were men. They were the men or the priests of that time that carried out the celebration of Leprechalia. You understand? So those men would then cut thongs and they will run around naked or half naked. These men, these half-naked men were running around, and they were doing what?
They then ran naked or nearly naked around Palatine, whipping any woman within striking distance with the thongs.
They just ran around whipping women. You understand? You could be a woman out in the market. You understand? Getting food for your family. They come around, whoop, 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 whipping you with a bloody goat hide string. You understand? With a bloody cowhide string. Some cowhide, some thong that they cut from a bloody animal, and it's bloody and wet and nasty. Go ahead.
During Lupercalia, the men randomly chose a woman's name from a jar to be coupled with them for the duration of the festival.
Where they did what?
The men randomly chose a woman's name from a jar to be coupled with them for the duration of the festival.
You see how nasty and disgusting that is?
Right.
That's swinging, man. That's swingers. That's swinging right there, because they didn't specify the single women. They said they just put all the women name in a jar. And they picked the names to be with who? Like all the women's name was in the jar, and Ted would come up and let's see which woman gonna be with me. He picked the name up out. Jenny over there in the corner with under her man's arm, where Jenny be like, "Oh, it's me." You understand? These women were married and unmarried, man. That's how disgusting this you give your wife up for Lupercalia, man. That's a disgusting holiday, man. Where you get to just, that's where this holiday comes from. It came out of what just read it above. It was coupling of random sex, man. Random sex. But now women here in today's society, that's that. I don't just give my body to anyone. You do during Valentine's Day. You will during Valentine's Day. You giving it up to the one with the biggest bear, man. The one that give you the most candies, you giving it up to. Come on, man. Get real. Come on. Let's stop lying to ourselves here in this nasty place called America, man. Go ahead.
It says, over time, nakedness during Lupercalia lost popularity.
Over time, even the pagans said, well, okay, everybody being naked running around in the streets might not be a good idea. Why? Why? Because you had all the random sex. That random sex included raping. That random sex included a lot of raping going on, man. And it's a known fact that during Valentine's Day, that raping, the numbers of rape goes up. Goes up during Valentine's Day. Why? Because this is a festival. This is a holiday that's geared around everyone wanting to have lewd, nasty sex. Yeah. So when it's natural for these men to just randomly have sex with everyone, when you say no, he's like, oh, hell no, you don't. I'm gonna get that thing anyway. I'm gonna take it from you if I have to. This is a wicked, nasty holiday. Right. That when you celebrate it, you become wicked and nasty as the wicked, nasty holiday you're celebrating. You celebrate Valentine's Day, you must be for rape. You must be pro-rape if you celebrating Valentine's Day, because that's when a lot of raping happens. It's during Valentine's Day. During around Valentine's Day, everybody think that they can just take box. Go ahead, keep reading.
The festival became more chaste, if still undignified, and women were whipped on their hands by fully clothed men.
So now they said, look, maybe the Luperci, the people that's celebrating the that's carrying out this celebration, stop being naked. Don't just stop being naked, okay? Just don't just run by, whoop the women. Just whoop them on their hands. Whoop them on their hands with these little straps, these thongs, and you can get by like that, right? We still celebrating it though. That's nasty and disgusting. We still gonna celebrate it, but hey, you just whoop on the hands, and let it be. Go ahead.
It goes on to into Saint Valentine, says he secretly married Christians. Sounds kind of like.
Say what again?
So it goes into Saint Valentine. It's a guy or a priest, I believe.
Right. That's it.
Says a man named Valentine was executed by the Roman Emperor Claudius II after being imprisoned for assisting persecuted Christians and secretly marrying Christian couples in love.
Right. Okay. Because the Roman government during the time of Valentine, during the time of Priest Valentine, they banned marriage. They banned marriage between a man and a woman because it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like the Roman culture, man, it was a very, very homosexual culture. So a lot of men in Rome were members of the army, were enlisted in the army. And the Romans believed that if you had a woman at home, it would make you not war ready. And because the men would always be thinking about what's at home. I left my wife at home, I left my kids. So they banned marriage. So that if you were a man, you wasn't married no way. So you wasn't ready to come back home. You weren't ready to get back to your wife and kids. You wasn't married. So then what they did was, while you was out in the field, since you wasn't married, the platoon became your woman. And before you know it, the man that's fighting next to you became your woman. And now the Romans believe that if your lover was on the battlefield instead of at home, you would fight harder on the battlefield because your lover was there, and you would protect your lover on the battlefield. It's just being gay. The Romans thought that if you were gay and you was gay to your platoon member, your platoon brother, that it would make you fight harder for their life and your own. So now, after Claudius banned marriage, they thought that the single homes and being a homosexual made men better soldiers. They thought that being a homosexual made you a better soldier. Now, when after Claudius, the Caesar, you had Pope Galasius. Galasius, he declared February 14th Valentine's Day. He was the one that came along, and that was at the end of the 5th century, around 1492, not 1492, but 492 AD is when, around approximately when the time that Valentine's Day became a thing, became a day that everybody celebrated. You understand? And then around the 1500s, it became a romantic holiday, where a holiday for lovers. You know what I'm saying? And those lovers, that holiday for lovers could be 2 male lovers, 2 women lovers. It could be just 2 lovers. You understand? Around the 1500s, you know what I'm saying? They made that into a romantic holiday. It's a time for you to be romantic to your significant other. You know what I'm saying? And Britain started, around the 1500s. Great Britain, decided to celebrate the holiday by giving gifts. So, the gift giving thing came into the play around the 1500s as well. But it's all, when you bring it to America, adopts all these cultures and tries to blend them in to American society to make room for all cultures, because America, they call it that one big melting pot. So you have people over here from that's descendants from Rome. You know what I'm saying? You have people over here that their ancestors were Roman. You know what I'm saying? They come from a long line of Romans. A long line of white people that were Romans. You understand? And to keep their culture alive, that's what they do. They look at this place here. America is a carbon copy of Rome. Look at your courthouses. Look at your courthouses and the buildings that were built in Rome. They all looked at with the colonial columns. Wow. Those colonial columns were straight out of Rome. They built houses the same way with those big old columns in the front. The big house, the slave house, definitely has it. Big columns, big white columns in the front of the building. Your courthouses have it. You understand? Your government buildings have them. And Rome, they originated right out of Rome. You look at some of the ancient buildings in Rome, and they have these big old columns, man. This place mimics Rome. And how does it mimic Rome? Right in the 1500s, Rome started celebrating Valentine's Day as a romantic holiday. Over here in America, America celebrates Valentine's Day as a romantic holiday where, the men, they give gifts to their women and women give, what I'm saying? It's time for a woman to be every bit of the hoe she always dreamed of. She always dreamed of many men chasing her and wanting to get with her and I'm gonna love you the best. No, I'm gonna love you the best. No, I'm gonna love you the best. No, that's in every Christian woman's mind is geared toward how many men she can get chasing her at one time. How many men she can get in competition with one another at one time. And Valentine's Day is the time where she get free for all to do whatever. Do whatever. Do as thou wilt. You understand? She gets a time to do what thou wilt, and she takes full advantage of it, brother. Let me tell you something. Our sisters, man, this is the time where correction is needed much in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, man. Because we shouldn't be celebrating no Valentine's Day. Like the whole thought of it, and what's happening is that behind our nation's sin, these other nations get rich. You know what I'm saying? Hallmark cards is in the red all year long. Hallmark cards is in the red all year long. How many grocery stores you see that there's a card aisle in? It's a card aisle in every grocery store. You see one. If you walk down the card aisle, then you the second person on the card aisle whenever you go into the grocery store. Now, until Valentine's Day over, every person in the grocery store gonna be in the card aisle. You're gonna have to reach over people to get the card, to get the card to get the get well card for your mama or somebody. You're gonna have to reach over to people because they're gonna be getting Valentine's cards for every single woman they know. You understand? Guess how much money Valentine's does, how much money Hallmark makes during the Valentine's season, during this 1 month. Can you guess? Anybody can guess what the card market is valued at for this one day out of a month? It's a ridiculous number. It's a ridiculous number. Hey, look, man. Chaotic War, $1 billion. Chaotic War.
So Salaki, I looked up a number. It says lovesick shoppers shell out more than 25.9 billion.
Oh, it done shot up since I done this. Hey, I did this. This was 2019 numbers. 2019, it was $1 billion. And now how much is it, Chaotic War?
Says more than 25.9 billion in Cupid's name each year. Says that makes Valentine's Day the third priciest holiday of the calendar for U.S. consumers.
Man, and now wait a minute, Chaotic War. We are the number one consumers in America. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. We are the number one consumers. What does it say about the roses? What's the gross of roses in Valentine's Day in this year? Again, man, we do nothing but make our oppressor richer and richer by celebrating these holidays. We're not doing nothing for the black community by celebrating these holidays. They don't turn around, even though we're the number one consumers, they don't turn around and say, "You look here, blacks and Native Indians are the number one consumers. So since we made $25.9 billion, we're going to donate $1 billion to, we're going to take $1 billion and donate it to every project in America." They don't do that. They don't say, well, if you put your name on the put your name on the registry, we're gonna take $2 billion and we're gonna give each person $3,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't give back nothing. They give back absolutely nothing to our community, man.
I like in your Christmas break thing, you told me how they got genocide on the Christmas trees, right? They said it is estimated that more than 250 million roses are produced for Valentine's Day each year.
Right.
That consumers plan to spend a total of approximately $2.3 billion US on flowers for Valentine's Day, an increase compared to the previous year.
Yeah, because when I did this in 2019, it was 220 million roses. You know what I'm saying? Was going to be sold that was sold during that year. It all together in 2019, the U.S. spent $20 billion on Valentine's Day. That's $130 per person. So some people didn't do anything for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
A lot of people did, $4,000, $8,000 for Valentine's Day. Like, it's despicable, man. This Valentine's Day is despicable, and it should be a time where we as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we take this time to really prove to the earth who we stand for, who we stand with.
Right.
You understand? And we should be ready to prove who we stand for.
Right.
But yeah, we all know how that go, right?
Yeah.
So now, is that it on the article? Is there any more to bring out on the article?
It's a little bit more. So it says it's true Valentine's Day uses some of Lupercalia symbols, intentionally or not, such as the color red, which represented a blood sacrifice during Lupercalia, and and the color white, which signified the milk used to wipe the blood clean and represents new life and procreation.
So now Valentine's Day is representing new life. Is there somebody at the door? So now Valentine's Day is representing new life or something? You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be representing, you know what I'm saying, some kind of fertility. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It is out of it's you know, Zales and De Beers and Schiffmans and Halsberg and you know what I'm saying? All these you know, Israeli owned diamond companies, the diamond district is getting rich off of Valentine's Day as well. Just makes the other nations rich, and it does nothing for our community. You understand? Does nothing for us. So go to Deuteronomy 7:6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. It says, For thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power. The Most High thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
The Most High has chosen his people to be above all people on the face of the earth, man.
Right.
You understand? So now that it's coming out of the woodworks that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people. You understand? We have laws that we should live by. You understand? We have a code of conduct that we have to live by. You understand? Go to Amos 5:20.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 20. Shall not the day of the Most High be darkness and not light?
Man, look here. The day of the Most High is dark. And everybody in you know in Christianity said, you know, they want us to believe that, you know, when the Most High, you know, sends Christ back, it's gonna be a time of rejoicing for everyone. Everybody's gonna be happy that Christ is here. And nah, man, Christ made enemies. That's why they killed him.
Right.
So if they wasn't happy that Christ was, if they was so mad at Christ, they wanted him off the earth. You understand? They wanted him dismissed off the earth. Why you think all the people on the earth gonna be happy when he returns? They not. Let's just be frank with it. They not. Everybody is not going to be overjoyed that Christ is back. You understand? Go ahead.
And not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it. Verse 21. I despise your feast days.
Right. The Lord said he hate our feast days here in America. He despises them. You understand? Valentine's Day is just another feast day. It's just another feast. It's just another time where you know, dinners are made. You know, it's just like Halloween, where the feast is not so-called dinner, it's chocolate. The feast, you get the feast on chocolate. Every woman gets the feast on all the chocolates, and they even got chocolate now for men. When I was in the world, I've gotten chocolates for Valentine's Day, candy for Valentine's Day. All of this stuff is not biblical, man. Right. And why if Christians claim to follow the Lord so much, every walk of life or everything should be geared toward the Most High. But Christians celebrate Valentine's. They celebrate all the holidays of America. And there's no Valentine's Day in the Bible. There's no Christmas, Thanksgiving in the Bible. And where and why is that not a big deal to Christians? The Christians do things that are not biblical, and it's no big deal that it's not in the Bible. I've never understood that. I've never understood how a Christian can claim to love God, but doing something that you can't, you make it, following a philosophy, doing something that is not backed up by the scriptures. That's not the way that the Lord intended us to live our life.
Right.
As a follower of him, as the Lord's chosen people, we shouldn't want to live our life where we doing something that the Lord doesn't sanction. Because when we get punished, what do we have to say then? You can't argue and say, oh, I did everything right. No, you can't. So the Lord doesn't want to punish us. He's a just God. He doesn't. The Lord say He doesn't take pride in our destruction.
Right.
You understand? But if again He turns around and says the wages of sin is death, even a wage is given over time. That means the Lord even has mercy on us for a time. What happens when that mercy runs out? Right. What happens when it's one too many Valentine's Days? What happens when Valentine's Day come this year and it's one too many? Is that one where the Lord says, you know what? No. That's enough. The Lord has a stopping point. The Lord has a point where He reaches, just like a parent. Just like a parent that says, if you do it one more time, I'm going to beat you. And then you do it again, and they say, if you do it one more time, I'm going to whoop you. And then you do it again, and they say, you do it one more. How many of them do you get, K, out of war? I got a few of them. You know what I'm saying? But it almost made me think, man, mama ain't gonna whoop me. You know what I'm saying? I do it again, and she said, that's it. And then I really thought, still I'm thinking, man, I'm the baby mama. Till she come in my room and shut the door with the belt in her hand. Then it's too late. Then all the pleading in the world, mama plead, mama plead, mama plead, mama plead. Nah, all the pleading in the world ain't gonna get you out of this here. And we've been had since 1969. You had these brothers on the street corner risking their lives and their weekends and times with their families to come out and tell you that you're sinning when you celebrate Valentine's Day. How many more chances are you going to get? How many more times are these brothers going to break down in the scriptures where the Lord he say he despises your feast days? Right. Not he just hate. He despises them. Keep going.
I hate. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days.
Mm-hmm.
And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not.
That mean when you offering them that Valentine's dinner, I'm cook this Valentine's dinner for my boo. When you offer up that, the Lord ain't honored in that. We've been married for 15 years, and for Valentine's Day, I made him a special dinner. No, the Lord ain't honoring that.
Right.
We act like during Valentine's Day, if we dedicating Valentine's Day to your husband or we gonna go out that since you married or whatever, then the Lord is honoring your Valentine's Day celebration. Man, the Lord is looking down on both of you. Both of you sinning. Both of you are committing abomination before the Lord. He's looking at both of you like the wages of sin is death. So how many more chances you gonna take to say, well, I'm gonna do something for Valentine's Day with my wife. We're gonna go to this place, we're gonna go to this restaurant, I'm gonna have these flowers for her, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that for Valentine's Day. How many chances you think you're gonna get? Yeah, I'd rather just stop it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not have to worry about how many chances I'm gonna get. I'd rather just stop doing when I find out that it's a sin, I stop doing it. That's it. So what's that? He despised the feast days and will not what?
And will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them.
Keep going. Read the next one.
Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 23, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs.
The Most High call it noise, man. All these love songs, breathe again, Marina. That's what's gonna be playing. That's what's gonna be playing on Chaos of War. Every love song, every KC and Jodeci. I make my money, my house and my car. They're gonna be like, Valentine girl. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be, hey, Chaos of War, they're gonna be every love song. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every love song gonna be playing during Valentine's Day, man. Yeah. Every Chris Brown, you know what I'm saying? All the KC and JoJo, all the 112, and you know what I'm saying? All of it's gonna be playing during Valentine's Day, and they're gonna be surprised, honey. The Lord is sitting there, man, get that noise out of my ear, man. Right. Get that Valentine's mess away from me, man. Take away from me the noise of that song, man. That's what the Lord's saying. All these songs associated with these heathen holidays that we celebrate, these heathen feast days that we celebrate, the Lord is not liking it, man. He's not pleased with it. Keep going.
For I will not hear the melody of thy vows.
The Lord said he ain't listening to the melody. 112, they all that melody, the Lord ain't hearing it. Yeah. The Lord ain't, and melody is how two notes come together and merge, man. Two different notes. The melodies and harmonies and all that's coming together, the Lord ain't hearing that. The Lord don't want to hear it. He's telling us he don't want to hear it. So all these love songs you got for Valentine's Day, the Lord is noise to him. It's noise to him, man. And the problem is, not Commander General Hunter, but John Muhammad says it all the time that America, we in America, we put fun ahead of God.
Right.
We put our own pleasure ahead of God. Now we sitting here listening to these scriptures, and everyone that's listening to these scriptures outside of the UPK, they hear us talking, and they know we right. Man, so many people come up to us on these street corners and say, "You right, brother. You right." And then we say, "You coming to class, man?" They get to making sound effects on us, and they get to make an excuse. Well, the train, my train don't get off until then I got to catch the other train. Then one train intersect with the other train, and then I have to go to work, and then the other train come. Man, look here, man. Time out for that, man. Time out for that. Time out. Oh, well, you know, I really don't celebrate the holidays. I just do it for the kids. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I got a daughter, and you know what I'm saying? For my daughter, I just get her some candy, you know what I'm saying? Get her some candy, get her a car, you know what I'm saying? One brother told me, he said he want to get, a brother and a sister said this. He said they get Valentine's Day cards for their kids, for their daughter, so their daughter won't grow up, you know, falling for any man that they see. The dude told me her first chocolates he gave to his daughter. Her first ring, he gave it to his daughter. Her first like you know, the things that a man would give her, a first shopping spree and all that stuff. Like, he did it for his daughter, so she wouldn't fall for a man that just up coming and doing that stuff for her. Like, that's gonna keep her from not falling for a man that does those things for her, because that's exactly what she's gonna do, dumb, because she's gonna think this is her father. That's exactly who I should do this for. I should definitely give him all of the goods because he's acting just like my father. Hey, look, the best way to prepare your children is to bring them to the ISUPK. Bring them to these classes, man. Let them learn the truth according to the scriptures. That's the best way to prepare your children for life. All the things that life has to offer, you bring them to the ISUPK. You let them learn under these trained professionals, man.
Well,
and they'll learn what right and wrong is according to the Bible. Not just some example not just some cliche that you made up in your head that might work. Nah. The Bible says, train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. Meaning, teach your children these laws, statutes, and commandments. And when they get older, they won't eat pork. When they get older, they won't get high. When they get older, they won't fall for a man that's taking them on a shopping spree, because that's not how you choose a man. And they'll know that, because they done sat in these classes forever in a day. Since that was itty bitty, they done sat in these classes, and they know how a man should be chosen. You understand? So now, drop that K out of war if you could, please. Get me, let's see, Jeremiah 10. Let's go to Jeremiah 10.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Hear ye the word which the Most High speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. Thus saith the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
So we not supposed to be learning the ways of these heathens, man.
Well,
the Romans would be considered the heathens. We're not supposed to be learning how to celebrate Valentine's Day, because it come from the festival Lupercalia. And that had all kind of wicked, wild sex gatherings, and, just random sex going on. That's not what we're supposed to do as a people, man. And we have to, and again, we have to acknowledge that what the Lord left behind for us as his guidelines for how we're supposed to live. We're supposed to live according to those guidelines, the law, statutes, and commandments. And we can't deviate from it at all. We can't, add little spin-offs in there to make it seem, more palatable. We can't twist and alter the scriptures to make it seem like, oh yeah, that makes it easier. You understand? You have to follow these scriptures for what what it says that we need to do. Go ahead.
Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
Right.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So now, for the customs are the people are vain. It's going to go into telling you about how we shouldn't celebrate Christmas. So now, let's go to Colossians 2:8, and this is the last one. Colossians 2:8.
Come, it's the book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
We got to beware, man. We got to beware in this place called America, or a man will spoil us through philosophies and vain deceits, man, meaning lies. The Christian church is full of lies, full of lies, cliches and things that make no sense and you can't prove in the scriptures. Christian church is full of it. If we allow, if we're not wise, if we're not aware, we'll be deceived. We'll be, destroyed through vain philosophies. You understand? Through lies and customs of a people that are not our own. Go ahead.
After the tradition of men.
Uh-huh.
After the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
Lupercalia and Valentine's Day, that's the man's tradition.
What?
It says right here in the 1500s, they didn't in the 1500s, that's when Britain, that's when they started celebrating. No, in 492 AD is when the Pope Galasius made Valentine's Day a holiday, made it romantic, made it something good, just like the Pope doing today, trying to change the law in the Bible, saying that homosexuality is not a sin. The Pope has always, tried to change the law of the Bible and say certain things was bad and certain things was good. Try to say here in 492, the Pope had the power to say, well, this Valentine's Day, it's not wicked no more. They stopped running around naked, beating the women. Now they put clothes on and they just whoop them in their hand. That's fine. I know, everybody's still having, trade-off sex with names they pick out of a bowl. But hey, that's fine. It's, random sex is good. As long as they don't run around naked and slap women with the thongs. If they put away the thongs, we can deal with the random sex. That's what they say. That's what the Pope said in 492, Pope Galasius. You understand? And he's supposed to be the closest to God, huh? He didn't know Amos 5:21. I guess he didn't know that, right? I guess he didn't know Jeremiah 10, right? These are rudiments that are not after Christ, or rudiments not after God, not according to Christ, but according to man. That's where all these holidays come from. That's where all of these feast days come from, man. You understand? It's been the tradition or the custom of men. So we can't celebrate Valentine's Day. If you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and you claim to love God, and you claim that God is on your side, and you claim you were called to be a minister and blah 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 blah, then you definitely can't celebrate Valentine's Day. And if you do, you just like fun, and you just like, you like the fun of Valentine's Day. That's it. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. You like the fun of sin versus being righteous. You know what I'm saying? And with that, clap it up. All right. I'm going to read these announcements. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under Commanding General Yohana. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After the 6-month period, if the brother and sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which Salaki, the brother and sister, will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21. Malachi 3 and 8 through 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashra, 10% of every penny of any increase that the Most High gives you, give to the Treasury Department or the teacher. Priest fund, which is a free will offer for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. Upcoming holy convocation is the Feast of Purim. It's the 14th and 15th day of the 12th month of the 12th month being March. And that's going to be Sunday, March 5th and Monday, March 6th. You can find that in Esther chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. And after the Feast of Purim, it's going down in North Carolina, the Lord's 54th annual Passover, man. The Lord's Passover. You understand? If you're not attending the Passover of the Isupk, then you just not in the truth, because this is the only Passover sanctioned by the Lord, man. Whoa. The only one. This is the one that all of Israel, you should be coming to. This is the Passover. Not that one. I don't know, whatever one is. I don't know where it's at. Anyway, it's somewhere else other than where you need to be. You need to be at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh. In Raleigh, North Carolina. It's the Raleigh Convention Center. You know what I'm saying? We have a whole week of plans that's going down. Let's see. We got Wednesday, March 29th. We got the lamb slaughter. Thursday, March 30th. We got the all black party. You understand? And of course, the all black party gonna be a slamming concert. You know what I'm saying? With all your favorite UPK artists, Captain Akkad, Captain Katazar, Captain Ty Ward, you know what I'm saying? My man, Officer Shaw out of South Carolina, my main man, you know what I'm saying? All these brothers, you know what I'm saying? Officer Danyala, man, all these brothers gonna be, you know, doing special performances at, you know what I'm saying, the Black Party on March the 30th. That's Thursday. Friday, March the 31st is a scripture breakdown. And it's, you know what I'm saying, it's a special UPK performance after the scripture breakdown on March the 31st. And then Saturday, April 1st, is the 54th Lord's Annual Passover. You understand? It's again at the Raleigh Convention Center, 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina. Then Sunday, April 2nd, is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. If you want to find out more about the Passover, just call 919-766-1318. That again, that's 919-766-1318. You understand? And it's going down, man. It's going down in North Carolina this year. You know, we've been so very, been honored to host the Lord's Passover this year in North Carolina. So if you're in Charlotte, the surrounding areas, man, if you're in North Carolina, there's no reason for you not to come and be at the Lord's 54th annual Passover, man. And with that being said, Amadium, which means everyone stand. Wapinya Aquadum means to face the east. We're going to close out with the prayers. First prayer is in the Hebrew. It's the Lord's Prayer. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakutka, Aba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baharatazah, Kawar, Hayah, Bashemayim, Lathanalawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknawa, Kabawathnawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawathanawa, Wala'ah, Tabaya'anawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wahathaparath, La'awalumium, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, I'll be thy name. Thy kingdom come, I will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. This is the prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Baba Kushah. The Thunderlaw. Hakak. Hakak. Narapa'ah. Kal Makala. Kal Madawa. Hakak. Latahar. Hamatazarayim. Hakak. Lahakwim. Hamathium. Hakak. Arakawath. Tama'ala. The Garashan. Hashem Yahushai. Tawad Aman. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. This is the prayer for the structure. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Mataz Abiyah. Alawap Yahana. Ha Alawapium. Ha Saranyum. Ha Cortes Ayoyum. Ha Koyoyoyum. Wa Akwathian. Yahweh. Bahashim Yahweh Shai. The Wada Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. Here's the prayer for the curses. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. Salakia. Bless you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
To us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Saying evils and curses.
Evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
Speak against us.
Our prophets.
Our prophets.
The teachers.
Teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
Then evils and curses.
Evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
Shake loose.
The treasures of the rich.
Treasures of the rich.
Of Israel.
Israel.
That refuse.
That refuse.
To give to the school.
To the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
The Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And their drug dealers.
The drug dealers.
The court system.
Court system.
The prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity.
Islam.
Egyptology.
Christianity.
Militia.
Egyptology.
Ku Klux Klan.
Militia.
Aryan
Ku
Nation.
Klux Klan. Aryan
Skinheads. Posse Comitazi.
Posse Comitazi.
The gay movement. The gay movement.
The gay movement.
The lesbian movement.
The lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
That's a space program.
Space program.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airways.
The airways.
Cable access channels.
Access channel.
And the radio channels.
The radio channel.
Convict the spirit.
Convict the spirit.
Of any of thy people.
Any of thy people.
That seek to stop us.
To stop us.
And bring swift destruction.
Bring swift destruction.
To all the heathen.
All the heathen.
That stand in the way.
Stand in the way.
Or try to stop us.
Try to stop us.
From broadcasting your words.
Broadcasting your word.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the terrorists.
All the terrorists.
Salakia. Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro.
To go to and fro.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
And consume them.
And consume them.
Let the plagues.
Let the plagues.
Shake the house of the thief.
Shake the house of the thief.
And the murderer.
And the murderer.
Let Yahweh Shai.
Let Yahweh Shai.
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel.
Come down with the flying saucers.
Come down with the flying saucers.
And punish all the heathens.
Punish all the heathens.
That come up against us.
Come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
Speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all.
To be known by all.
That it is the angels.
It is the angels.
That have done it.
That have done it.
Cause it to be spread.
To be spread.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Saw means to turn. Salaki. All right, we give one courtesy salute to the teacher of individual, Imam Shabbat, Amijah, Barak,
Yahbashim Shukatah.
Yahbashim Shabbat, Yajimatah means stand. Salaki. Amijah means to stand. We give one courtesy salute to the sister men of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Amijah, Barak, Yajimatah. Class is missed. All right, the water carry the war.
In the book. Shut up.